Oh, I have to.
Hello, and welcome to Greet the Week. I am Mona Duncan, and nice to have you with us. And today, our topic is on goal setting that brings results. So let me share this and get this up where it will be in full screen and you can see a little easier. And go back to page 1. Anyway, goal setting that brings results. And I have there, go ye going to the goal. Just keep on going and trying again and again and again. And so what is a goal? Well, goals require planning. It is sometimes because we occasionally think that I want something and I wish it, and it comes to pass, we think that we've set a goal and that we have acquired it. But the truth of the matter is, we need to actually plan and set goals so that we can attain what it is that we really, really want. And I had mentioned this last week, but I'll pass it up again, is that my definition of a goal is a worthwhile, predetermined destination toward which we are continually growing and moving and making progress. And it begins to then bring it to pass. And that it will change, it will fluctuate, but there's something that is, that has a fidelity to it, that no matter how much it may change, there's still a fidelity to it, that's the goal that we really want in life. So in looking here at goals, here's some strategies for goals. I'll just click them through. One is that your goals need to be all-inclusive, meaning that it needs to be not just for this, but for everything about your life, for the way that you interact with your family, just all of those. It needs to be all-inclusive. It also needs to be all-inclusive. You need to set goals that are clear and concise, that you don't have to explain to yourself, but you know exactly what it is. They're very clear. You can picture them, you can see them, you can see through them. It's also state each goal in a positive present tense verbiage. We want it to be, I am doing this, not I will do something. I am this, because we're growing into, we'll keep on going, we're growing into, but it needs to be stated positive in present tense. It needs to be something that you read and reread often. I suggest every day, maybe at least 2 or 3 times a week. That kind of keeps you on track. And if there's any changes, you can modify it, but keep it true, have the fidelity there. And then also be aware of what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're acting, so that you can check yourself doing something right and give yourself an applause. It also is to stay the course, as in learn the lesson of space travel. Back, was it 69, I think, whenever the astronauts went to the moon, that statistically they were off course 97% of the time. But the thing of it is they were continually noticing that they were within the orbit to go, and they were continually making adjustments. So it's staying the course, but learn the reality that if we just set it on autopilot and let it go, it may get off course. So we need to continually look. And then to continually visualize, see and feel yourself growing into the goal and into the challenge of growing into the goal and completing it. And always continually evaluate, asking yourself, does my behavior match my goal? Because if I am going in this direction, but I'm thinking in another direction, or I'm behaving in other ways, then, and they're not matching, then it's not being completed. So refuse to plateau by continually resetting goals. You know, sometimes let's use the goal of maybe losing weight, that you want to lose 20 pounds. Well, here's the 20 pounds, and you begin to go and go and go, and up here's the goal of having reached 20 pounds. And so you begin to lose relatively easily at the very beginning, and then get up here and about 5 pounds to go, and there's a stall that you just can't seem to break that. Well, the thing of it is, it's because you plateaued. So what you need to do is reset your goal. And the goal is, I want to lose 5 pounds. That would keep up. So you want to continually, don't ever plateau. Whenever you get to that point where no matter what you're doing, it's like you're not, then mark it off because I've already reached this point, and then reset your goal. And believe in you and believe in others. Sometimes we'll set a goal and others may think we're crazy, but you know what? Let's believe in them, that they can begin to see that maybe really is a dream or a talent or a gift of ours. So in setting goals, here's some top priorities. At least 6, maybe, I've divided them into 6 and put them into characteristics. And what we want to do in each one is set 2 goals in each one, kind of the primary and a little cursory. And then you want to write out an action step. This is what I will do to accomplish that goal. And then you want to give yourself an affirmation. And the affirmations can change, or you can repeat the same one over and over and over. So we want to set a goal for finances and career, and they kind of go hand in hand, although we can see that finances will fit in other areas also. But set a goal for it, to live within your income or whatever it may be, and then give yourself an action step and an affirmation, such as realizing that the genuinely wealthy people in life, they're genuinely wealthy, then they are satisfied with what they have. And so you want to set a goal for your physicality as well as your mental health, and then an action step. And one of my affirmations in the physically healthy is that every day, in every way, I'm better and better and better and better and better. And it's just that keep on going. Then also in the mental and in the educational. Now that kind of overrides with the financial and the career and the physical and the mental health, but have a plan for it. Break it down. What is a goal that you have? And I find that the more I set goals, the more my goals are, rather than stuff, the more they are thoughts, the more they are the metaphysical, the more they are the intangible. As in, I want peace, I want health, I want abundance, I want restful sleep, I want good, healthy communications. It's not looking at stuff. And an affirmation under mental health and education is the fact that the mysteries of life are all engaging. And as I began to look at the mysteries of life and why did this happen and why did that happen, and not that I'll ever know the whys, but and how that all of those things are teaching us a lesson somehow, some way, that those mysteries there are all engaging. Anyway, we need to set goals in how to work with our family and how to take care of our home, and spirituality and ethics. And then also in social and cultural settings. What are some goals that you have there, want to have? So we need to specialize or die. It's kind of like staying on course. So what do you want to accomplish? And then give it a definition. Put some kind of verbiage to it. What do you want as a student of life? What do you want in your career or in your retirement from your career? What do you want in your personal life? Your family, your grandchildren, your neighbors. And then also you want to begin to solve the mystery of defining it by evaluating, taking it down to the lowest common denominator. And in the process of that, it's asking yourself, what do you want? Well, what do you really want? What do you really, really, really want? And as I say, the more I look at what I really want, it's more those intangibles rather than the tangibles or the stuff. And then why do you want to accomplish this goal? What will be the end result? How do you want it? So here is a quote from The Transformation of the Inner Man by John and Paula Sanford. And I'm going to read this, but follow the little cursor because I'm going to expand on it as I read it. So the quote says, human nature, like car engines, operate on absolute mechanical principles. I love that, especially looking at our behavior car that we have with choice theory. And anyway, once one understands the basic law of behind all human relationships, he has the foundation on which to build and plumb perceptions to every problem. And you know, to plumb, my father and all of my brothers are in building, and to plumb is to take that the thing that helps you to see if it's straight or not, if it's really even or not, if it's plumb, if it's going to fit together and have an even match. And as we understand the laws between human behavior, it can help us to build and to plumb our perception to every problem we have. And the genius of Einstein was to discover the simplicity of the law behind the seemingly complex construction of nature. And looking at quantum theory and all of that, that is simple, but yet it's very complex. And so John and Paula Sanford go on to say, it is as though all life, like fractions, is built on simple common denominators upon which operates multidimensional numerators. There's so many spectrums, there's so many things involved, there's so much stuff that we can become distracted by. The numerators, going on to finish the quote with them, the numerator, if I can get this back up there, the numerators, how we see and act, vary as often as there are individuals who mess up. Whether we're the ones that mess up or whether others are the ones that mess up, and it still affects us. The denominators, or the laws of life, the laws of getting along, are few, basic, and simple. And they go on to say that they are found in the 10 Commandments and the Sermons on the Mountain, or the Golden Rule that is pretty universal. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. Treat others the way that is humane and healthy and moral and godly, and seeing how life really works. So when we have not worked with those numerators and denominators and life is out of balance, and we begin to take a look here at our behavior car, that these front wheels is what goes forward. They are the ones, this is a front wheel drive vehicle that Dr. William Glasser used to illustrate how the mind works, how the body works. Mm-hmm. And those the acting and the thinking work in perfect tandem to lead and to be the guides for the front. But the back wheels, the feelings and the emotions and the physiology, they follow. But sometimes we're up here, this is what we want, this is what we're after, this is what we're wanting. And in our brain, right up here in the frontal cortex, we have a little evaluating system, a little balancing thing. And it's balancing what I want with what I have. But always in the back parts of our mind, we have flashing up to us our quality world pictures, that this is exactly what I want and the way I want it. And whenever we are experiencing something that we have that doesn't match what we're wanting, we have this that says, move, do something. Don't just plumb line. Don't just get to that place where you stay there because I've tried the best I can. No. So how do we want to change? Well, I suggest 3 very important ways to change. One is to qualify how we're feeling, our emotions, to notice our thoughts, and to challenge our actions. So I worked a place where there were 3 computers that was set up to my, there were 3 printers that was set up to my computer. My computer had a default setting, and that whenever I pressed print, it just automatically went to the printer that was right there on my desk. But there was another printer in the smaller office there that was a little bit better, but there was even another computer up in the main office that would do everything. It would collate, it would, it was just amazing what it would do. So our brain may be hooked up to like 3 different things to look at. So to print the default position, you had to go in and change it, literally on purpose change it. To change the quality of the printer, one must deliberately go to the internal controls of our thinking and designate the quality printer, the quality thoughts, the quality actions, the quality emotions that we want. The same is with our emotions. All too often, they run on autopilot. Recognize the autopilot and deliberately, on purpose, stop and go internally to reprogram. And your body will thank you. We can breathe more easily. So what does it mean to qualify? Qualify is to meet the requirements of, to be suitable to be eligible for, to make the grade, to meet the criteria of. And we probably could go on with more definitions of what it means to qualify. It is to notice my feelings wheel and to qualify it, whether it's wobbly, whether it is, and we're asking on our feelings. I'm asking myself, are my feelings harsh? Are they judgmental? Are they ugly? Are they degrading? Are they critical? Do I like them? The thoughts I'm thinking, the actions I'm taking, do I want to keep them? Do I want to change them? Are they being beneficial? Is this leading to happiness? Is it leading to sadness? Is it leading to anger, to acting out? So as we begin to answer our qualifiers, it requires the leadership of the front wheels. And those, when well oiled and in alignment, all 4 of the wheels work beautifully, and they are self-correcting each other automatically. But when the feelings wheel takes over and the thinking, acting wheels lose their power, and the physiology wheels gets weaker and sicker and uglier, then, that's whenever it's kind of taking over and all of them are wobbling. So we want to go back up to our body thanking us because we are. So here is a cartoon from Zitz, and I don't remember the year, but it's been quite some time back. But I really thought it was so important in looking at goals and the easy way to accomplish them or not. So here was a scenario with mom and dad working with their son. And she talks to him and she said, don't you have a project that's due tomorrow? He agrees that it is, and he's going to start on it soon. And she gets really upset. What? It was assigned. When was it assigned? Well, he had a month to do it, but he kept putting it off and not doing it. And look, mom's climbing the ceiling and all this. And he's giving up. Well, by the way, do we have any poster boards here? We didn't have the supplies or anything. But then here, so we don't want to be a zit. None of us do in that particular area anyway. But then we want to, there are times, apparently this young man learned his lesson. And I want to learn my lesson also. Because here he comes back, some time has happened later. He says, you know what's weird? I started this huge biology project the minute it was assigned. I worked on it a little bit every day, and I finished it 3 days before it's due. It's almost as if all those lectures you've been giving me about good study habits were true. And of course, mom is calming dad to not get upset with the kid that it's finally dawned on him. And sometimes we need to calm ourselves when we begin to realize, you know what? That stopping and thinking, what am I doing? Do I want to keep doing it? It really does make sense. And it really does help life to become more easy to handle. So I'm going to close us out, stop the share. And thank you for being here, and good mental health and many blessings.